Hi there, I'm Cindy Olsen. I'm a nature guide and mindfulness teacher. I'm honored to have the opportunity to bring this practice to the Wave Hill community. Wave Hill's mission of connecting people with the beauty and awe of the natural world is in step with my own. I've personally experienced the transformative healing power of bringing the worlds of mindfulness and nature together, and I'm thrilled that the science world has begun to invest in research that shows that nature is a remarkable benefit to our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. It's pretty amazing the things you notice, both in nature and in yourself, when you can just hit pause on your everyday life and come into the present moment in the natural world. The best part is that this practice carries into your everyday life, bringing you the ability to savor the good in your life, but also meet the challenges that come your way with ease. When we're able to safely gather again in person, I am looking forward to bringing my nature and mindfulness programs to Wave Hill. Until then, I'm grateful that the technology is here to keep us together while we're apart. So I'd love to guide you through a quick sit-spot practice. And this is an element of the programs that I run, and it's how I personally start my day every day since 2018. It's especially good for individuals who may have a challenging time going inward and stilling their mind if you have a busy mind. In this practice, your eyes can remain open, and it simply involves just observing what's happening around you and connecting with your own awareness. When I'm home, I come to this beautiful red maple tree that I'm lucky to share a backyard with, but you can do this at any green space that's available to you. I do encourage you to go back to the same spot over and over again because it helps you develop a relationship with that space, and you can notice subtle changes in that space as well as in yourself over time. So let's just do a quick practice together so you can get a sense of what it looks like. I'll typically sit for about 25 minutes, but we'll just do it for a few minutes today. And we'll begin by finding a comfortable seat. I love having the feeling of the tree at my back. It supports me unconditionally and without judgment. And I begin to shift my awareness to the flow of my breath. And then I'll just start to gently lengthen my in-breath and my out-breath with the intention of bringing space into parts of my body that are feeling constricted with my inhale, and letting go of tension with my exhale. And once I feel a little bit more relaxed, I'll begin to take in the space around me with each sense, one by one. And so I like to begin with the sense of sight. This sense comes easily because this is the sense we use most to navigate through our everyday life. I notice the colors, the shapes, and textures. And we can also notice any movement around us. Also notice just the quality of light at this moment. And hitting pause on your sense of sight, now gently shift your awareness to your sense of smell. And this sense has a direct pathway to the most primitive parts of your brain that influence your memories and your emotions. So I love to peel the layers of the aroma in the air. First noticing what's strongest, but then peeling that away and seeing what's underneath it. I'm always amazed that there's a lot more going on than we typically allow our sense of smell to connect with in our everyday busy lives. So hitting pause on sense of smell, I'll bring my awareness now to the sense of sound around me. This can be extra delightful in the warm months when you can notice the sound of birds around you and other animal life. You can just take inventory of the sounds that are closest to you, and then notice the sound that's farthest away from you. Now this sense can also be easily distracting, so it's a beautiful place to practice our choice in how we perceive things. For example, if there's voices nearby or a car passes by or leaf blowers start up, instead of looking at it as an intrusion on my peaceful moment, I can remind myself that it also represents that I'm surrounded by life, and that's a good thing. And I can begin to let go of the stories that I attach to those sounds, just allowing them to come and go, knowing that they're impermanent, and that impermanence in everything in our life is what makes it so precious. So again, hitting pause on our sense of hearing, we can shift our awareness to our sense of touch. Bring that to the surface and just notice the different quality of how your skin feels where it's exposed to the air and compared to the parts that are covered by clothing. And then you can also notice just where your hands are connecting, the quality of whatever that surface is under the palm of your hands. This is a nice place to really feel the connection of your body to the earth, noticing where the points of your body weight push into the earth and how it effortlessly just holds you there. And finally, we can notice our sense of taste. So you can just bring in the air with your next inhale through the mouth. And just notice the quality of how it tastes. Where I am today, it's humid, so I'm noticing a little metallic quality to the air. So now our sensory scan is complete. We've peeled away the layers of what's happening in this moment, and by doing so, we carry ourselves into the now. And while we can't control what happens next in life, what we can control is our awareness and how we choose to meet each moment in our life. Exercising the mindfulness practices develops that strength of mind. And I always talk about how we can exercise our bodies all day or eat healthy diets, but if our minds aren't right, then nothing else is. So I consider it to be a major pillar of health in my own life. So we just practice for a few minutes, but I typically will sit longer because I notice that the natural world will return to its baseline after about 20 minutes. The animals become less fearful and they'll just start to, do their life around you, which is really enjoyable to watch. I'll also notice my own baseline begins to surface. So I practice in all seasons because I find that watching those subtle changes in the seasons and feeling the adverse weather are both a really great teacher for me in how to build resilience for adversity that I meet in life. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and maybe you can try to incorporate it into your own routine and see how things might shift a little bit if you grow a connection with the natural world around you. Wishing you well, wishing you peace.